Farming is boring, regardless of whether it's to farm gunpowder or that. But you know what else is boring? The current state of Minecraft updates. Don't get me wrong, Mojang has given us remarkable updates in the past, but the decisions they make are questionable. From very niche features that no one will use to completely neglecting previous features, structures that are just not worth going to, and questionable mob votes. But why? And why is everyone talking about it? Mojang recently cares too much about adding new features without taking into account what will it be used for. Take for example, Amethyst. Isn't it a little bit silly to add a gem with the only distinct feature, apart from decoration, being to craft 2 specific items? Also, I don't see why an amethyst on these recipes would make sense at all. What makes it worse is that no one uses the spyglass, because it's just a poor recreation of Optifine Zoom. Nothing but bloat content. The other big mistake Mojang made that we cannot forget are the 2 plants that are locked away behind a timer and a mob that only has 1 use, and rare to get by the way. Instead of creating such an unnecessary process, how about adding them, let's say for instance, in the jungle? Another poorly implemented addition is the recovery compass, which at the point you obtain it, it is not useful anymore. Since by the time you encounter an ancient city, you're probably already in full diamond armor and know how the game works.
But Swiftbit, it is actually useful.
Look, it might be useful, but compared to the times you die, it's not worth it. Plus, most people won't use them. Instead, they could have added something different, like for example, the Catalyst Core, which could turn mob souls into a type of fuel, and then you put the soul into a container and onto the soul furnace. Just an idea, by the way. Mojang is giving unnecessary uses to new blocks and recipes instead of adding new uses or revamping features that are already in the game. And I'm not talking about very significant additions. Mojang has admittedly neglected important features that haven't been touched for a long time, such as the end, which has not been changed in 8 years. And don't even get me started in mansions, since the additional raids, mansions are obsolete, because raids are a better method to get totems. Not only that, but jungle temples and mushroom islands that you definitely forgot about desperately need an overhaul. Instead, what we get is trinket trials. Is this what we get for the 15th anniversary? A structure, 50,000 different copper things, and 1 new brand mob? Come on, give me a break. How about the end update, huh? The end could definitely use some of that. But you know what could use some of that? Blocks. Mojang is ignoring blocks that they could easily add block types of. For instance, different stone bricks, regular bricks, and more wood types. Instead of further ignoring them, and adding copper blocks with 32 different variations with doors, slabs, stairs, hell, even lights, and making them abundant as hell. Look, it's not necessarily that I don't like it, but how about doing that to Lapis Lazuli? Give it new uses. It only has 1 use, literally.
But Stickbit, why don't he touch the old ones?
You might ask. Mojang is scared of changing. Well, that's one of their problems, is that they're afraid that if they change the core game a little, they'll outrage the community somehow. Instead, what they do is don't change features already in the game and add new niche features that a 5% of the player base will actually use, making the illusion that stuff is being added, but actually, it only affects a tiny portion of the players. And don't get me wrong, Mojang had in the last years some good updates, but they still have room to improve. In Mojang's defense, they would claim that they were keeping it true to Notch's vision, or simply vanilla. But what does that even mean? Minecraft, founded by Notch, added features that Mojang would even reject if they were presented today, such as the Enderman or Creeper, the most iconic mobs in the game. Both are also useful and serve lots of purposes, as they drop valuable items. Instead of adding an overpowered mob that drops nothing but a block easily obtainable by other means, no one would have thought of adding such strange creatures like the Creeper and the Enderman, but someone without creative barriers. By trying to keep it conservative, in Mojang's case, won't make Minecraft any favors. Innovation is what made Minecraft popular. So Mojang maybe add a mob that serves a purpose and is unique, and not a mob that drops nothing. One of the solutions that could be proposed for all Mojang's mistakes would be listen to the community, goddammit, and add features that could be useful to a player or improve already existing features that over time have become obsolete. And if they want to add new stuff, at least make it useful for most of the player base, unlike what they did with Copper. And sure, the community has been asking for it for a long time, but they didn't ask for it to be the most useless item in the game. Okay, maybe not the most useless item, it's not that bad. But if they at least added copper armor or tools, like for instance the more it oxidizes, the more durability they have. That could be cool, in my opinion. And lastly, just add the damn Eden update, please, Mojang. Beg you. With all that said, I'm out.